Well, my name is Samuel Jermel Staten. I'm 34 years old from Tallahassee, Florida. And coming up was it was different. My mother and father, there was polar opposites. My mom, she was raised up with both parents in the church. She played the piano in the church and things. And she taught me and my sister how to pray. My father, on the other hand, he actually, well, he had went to the service, came home, began driving city buses in the city of Tallahassee, and was doing well. But he ended up being a crack cocaine addict, 17 years. And growing up, it was very weird because I would see Mama and him arguing, and she was really bent on having both parents in the house, but she didn't condone, or she was not going to allow him to be on drugs in front of us. We came up kind of poor, public housing, so if I was outside and I saw older guys in nice cars, nice clothes and stuff, I'm like, where is this coming from? What's going on? I eventually started getting involved with smoking marijuana, selling marijuana. At the age of about 21, I had got sentenced to 51 months in prison. I had came out, but 9 months before me getting out, my mother had passed away. I was hurt. I was distraught. My mom was my best friend. The only good thing that was going was that my dad was clean and sober for years now. I didn't know how to cope with the death of my mother. I didn't know how to grieve properly. And that is what led, only thing I knew was money. Money, 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 success. And I was working and I was selling drugs. My house got shot up 5 times, and one of those bullets hit me in the back of the neck. I had a thick chain on. That was directly on my spine, center of my neck. And the bullet came from the vehicle, hit the glass window, hit the computer chair I was sitting in, and hit that necklace. And I believe that's what God had to slow the bullet down from killing me. You would think that one would stop and say, I'm thankful for life, let me get my act together. But at the age of 24 years old, 24, 25, I thought I was a superhero then. After that, I ended up going to prison again. And soon after, when I had gotten out, I decided to myself, I don't want to get in any more trouble. I don't want to go back to prison. But that didn't stop me from being an addict now. I went on for a couple years, shooting up drugs in my vein, and it was dark, broken a lot of relationships. I'm so happy to be able to say that God changes things. He's so faithful. He is so faithful. And my father told me, he said, you just got to give Jesus a chance. And I was real rebellious, but I listened to that. And in 2022, I came down to Tampa and I gave my life to the Lord. I was freed up. God went moving in my life. God started restoring things. God gave me a hope and a future. He showed me what I can be. My only thing that I erred in was getting complacent. When I moved from the ministry I was at and moved on my own, I fell flat on my face. Is what I started doing. I started hooking up with females, and eventually that led me to relapsing. I was in a car and I was actually getting high with a female in the car with me, and the Holy Spirit just came and convicted me so strong, and I heard the Spirit say, this isn't what I have for you. There's a power greater than it, and that's Jesus, the Holy Spirit. And that's actually what got me away from the female, got me away from those drugs, got me to myself. And I drove to my father's house, and I just told him, I said, Dad, listen, whatever I got to do, I'm over it. I've seen how my life was before Christ. If I don't come back to Christ, it's going to get even worse. I can't afford that. I don't want to be homeless anymore. I don't want to be involved in gangs anymore. I don't want to be robbing people, stealing. I don't want to be hurting people anymore, because that was my fate, because that's what I was doing. It was only going to get worse. But I know that his character is loving and willing. He meets us where we are. I know for a fact that at any time, and I would have came back to him and turned and repented, that he would have most definitely received me, as he did. Yeah, he's gracious, he's faithful, merciful, full of love.